Alright, what is up? This is SLOplays, and I'm here today to discuss new races in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. That is right, my friends. I am praying that this new game, Age 1000, whatever it's going to actually be, I hope they add some more races, okay? There are a lot of other, types of characters out there in the Dragon Ball universe that we have not been able to create ourselves, okay? Right now, currently, we have Saiyans, humans, Namekians, the Frieza race, or I don't know if there's like an official name for it. We're just going to call it the Frieza race. And then we also have the Majins, right? Which has a female and a male version of that as well. Now, what you're seeing here on screen is just a concept I made many years ago. This is probably one of my most popular Xenoverse 3 based videos where I went and I used mods to create a God of Destruction race. Yes, I know God of Destruction is not a race. It's more of like an achievement or a title, right? But the way that they play it up in Dragon Ball Heroes is they kind of make it like their own race. I know that sounds weird, but for the most part, that race, they're basically just like, anthropomorphic like animals or whatever. Think of like Sonic the Hedgehog, for example. I don't know why I'm bringing that up, but I digress. Be sure to drop a like, subscribe here on the channel, ring my notification bell if you guys want to keep on seeing more Xenoverse 3 videos. I got a lot of cool other things to discuss for this game if, that's what we're getting. Age 1000, I am pretty confident that it will be the successor to Xenoverse. So hopefully when we can create CACs or our own character, we can, get some more choices, right? We've had the same, 5 races for the past 10 plus years now. So let's go over all the possibilities. I made this concept in Photoshop just like I did with transformations because you guys really liked that video. And I thought, hey, you know what? I'll put in some extra effort to give you guys a little visual of what we could see. Now, I believe this is probably the best way of doing this. If they're going to add more races, they could add, more or less than this. At this point, I don't care. If they add even one single new race, that would be a huge game changer because keep in mind, they're still going to be expanding every other option, right? For what we already have for the 5. So these 4 are actual races that are official in Dragon Ball Heroes, which is similar to Xenoverse. And we can use that as a bit of a foundation, right? Again, the God of Destruction thing, which we'll go over at the very end, it's not really a race, more of like a category. Same thing with like androids. Like you can't really, I personally don't think you can really classify Android as a race. I think that's a little bit weird, but at the same time, I don't give a fuck. Like, do it, right? That'd be so cool. Because androids, in a sense, are, they're like robots or artificial intelligence, I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird thing. But these 3, these 2, the Demon God race and the Supreme Kai race, they're all kind of in the same realm, right? The Demon realm, because the Supreme Kais are, this specific Supreme Kai is a glind, right? So I guess you could call them glinds. I don't know, bro. At this point, I think the most likely option from all of these would be the Dark Demon Gods, right? That would make the most sense. It's the most prominent race in the Dragon Ball Xenoverse series, right? Our main antagonists are all pretty much demons or dark demon gods, right? So it would be in their best interest and make the most sense for them to add this one just because they have a lot of cool transformations and things, but I would love to see these other ones, right? So let's go over the Dark Demon God race first, okay? So there is a male and a female version, so obviously you would have to do that, right? They do have multiple transformations, which I might do a different video on that just because there's so many forms for all of these, right? If we go based on what Dragon Ball Heroes does, they do this thing that's called Class Up, right? So the Class Up is basically a new form, right? So for Saiyans, you would have like a Super Class, which would be Super Saiyan. Then you have like God Class, which would be Super Saiyan God. And then it's like Ultra Class or something like that. And they actually do an Ultra Class, an Ultra Sign Class, and an Ultra, I guess, a Mastered Class or whatever, which gives you the Sign transformation for Ultra Instinct as well as the Mastered form, the Jizz Hair, right? And then they also have another branching path that you can do where you can get to Super Saiyan 4 as well as Limit Breaker. Now, that's going a bit crazy, right? And that's not what we're talking about, but I'm just giving you guys an example. So for Dark Demon Gods, they have equivalents to that. Same thing with androids and all that stuff. Basically, what you're seeing here on screen is actually, I think, the 2nd or 3rd class for them. When the demons transform, okay, most of the time, at least for the female, the girls, they get this like thing, I don't know, these like markings around their eyes. Okay, it's the same thing with the guys as well, but the guys will eventually get a Super Saiyan type transformation where their hair like spikes up, right? Now, that's only, I'm not saying that's with them specifically, like this race, but a super demon form, that's usually only achievable, I believe, if they are a hybrid, where, I mean, they have DNA from Saiyans, right? So, for example, Mira and Fu do have Saiyan DNA, if I recall correctly. So they're able to achieve a dark demon Saiyan kind of form. It's basically Super Saiyan. But I think in Dragon Ball Heroes with these guys, right, the Avatar characters, they can also achieve that. So I don't know. Was Hearts a demon? I don't even remember. I think he is. I could be wrong. But he had a transformation which was like Super Hearts, where he's got that spiked hair and shit. I don't know. I could be fucking that up. But yeah, it would be cool, right? It would be really cool if they could add something like that. Obviously, like I said, for these two, there is a third, version of this. Like the way that they classify it for, I mean, what you're seeing here on screen is they have a hero class. Then they also have a, I think it's, I can't remember if it's like technical or agility or something. I forgot what the blue one is. And then they have like a berserk one. Right? So there's a third one on here, which makes them look more like a demon. Like, these guys look like demon hybrid type characters in a sense, right? Not really, but I don't know. All right, let's move on over to Android race, okay? So androids do have a male and a female version. Again, they classify it differently. For the male version, I mean, what you're seeing here on screen is the actual, like, base versions of these characters. This dude just looks like Android 17. And he looks cool, dude. He looks awesome, right? He's got like the bandana and, the long black hair and everything. Now, the female android that they have in this game is pretty cool. It's like Android 19, but a girl version. I think that's awesome. Android 19's design is stupid as fuck, but for a girl, that looks really cool. Like with the pale white skin and stuff and like the fucking clothing. That's awesome. It's like almost like, is that Android 9? Yeah, I think that is Android 19's clothes. Android 20 Jiro has like a similar outfit. Now with androids, okay, I would be okay if we don't get these two and we just get a bio android, right? Kind of like the Frieza race. We already have Majins, right? So it would make sense, right? Wouldn't it make sense if we have a Frieza race, a Majin race, and also a Cell race, okay? Call it bio android or an android race, whatever. Maybe you have it where it's like this, where you have like a, a female and a male version, and like you could like absorb them or some shit. Like something like that. I don't know, man. I think the bio android race would be the most popular out of all of these, other than maybe demons, right? Demons are cool too, but bio androids are so unique looking, and being able to have all these different customization features for a character like this. Like he's like a little cell. I think his name is like Genome or something like that. Which is actually genes, get it? Because cell and like genes and the fucking mitochondria, fucking powerhouse. Is that right? I hope I got that right. Imagine if that's like the one thing I remember from like fucking biology or science class and shit. And I fucked it up still. The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Please tell me that. That's such a good name for a cat. Call him Mito. Oh, wait, that's what I did. You go back to my videos. I actually did that. Okay, so yeah, I digress. I'm going off topic. Bio androids, yes. Big plus. I think that should be number one other than demons, okay? So maybe them and a bio android race would be perfect. Now, let's move on over to Kai's. Now, Kai's also would make a lot of sense too. You know why? Because we got Cronoa, right? And Agios or Aos or whatever, who was the original Supreme Kai. You know who I'm talking about. The one with the blue. She's like blue colored. Yeah, Supreme Kais would be absolutely gas. Okay, that would be really cool. Now, that's the thing. Supreme Kais, or I guess Kai or Glinds, right? They're also considered to be from the demon realm, right? Am I fucking that up? I mean, Daima kind of, was that a retcon? Daima kind of, went over that, and now that we know that at least Shin or Nahare, nobody fucking will ever call him that. Yeah, that showed us that he's an official full Supreme Kai, but he was also born from the demon realm thing, right? So yeah, nothing too crazy with these guys. They do again, they all have transformations. These guys do have cool class up forms, right? I think when they start getting to like Ultra Instinct class, which they do in a sense do like actually get Ultra Instinct, their eyes turn gold, which is really cool. I couldn't find any images. I think it was from Heroes, but yeah, it's something like that. Again, we'll save that for a different video to go over all the forms, but yeah, that would be really, really cool to see those. And obviously, you know, you have a male and a female version, but for the Glinds, they're like, they have no gender. They're genderless. Yeah. Sorry, I apologize if I'm fucking that up, but yeah, they still, in Dragon Ball Heroes, they classify them as this, and they have like, you know, a female version and a male version. Okay, now when we get to this one, now this is the one that doesn't make any fucking sense, right? God of Destruction, again, it's not a race. I understand that it's not a race, but for Dragon Ball Heroes, they classify them as like animals, right? So we have mini fucking Beerus here, right? You're like a little, if Beerus was a child, this is what he would look like. And then we have this this girl rabbit God of Destruction character who's awesome. I love the design of it. Yeah, that's cool, man. Imagine being able to make Rabbit Bunny Girl or fucking Hairless Cat Boy. Like, yeah, let's go. They also have another one which I think is like a wolf or like a dog, and he's like the Berserker one. So yeah, that would be really cool if we could have some type of option for that. Again, I don't think they would call him God of Destruction. Maybe it would be like a hybrid animal or like furry. Just call the race furry, right? So in total, this is what we would have, right? And Dragon Ball Heroes does it differently. I don't think they have Earthlings necessarily. They classify, I guess, Earthlings and Saiyans kind of in the same thing. So we have the Saiyans, right? You can see a bunch of different variants of them. You have one that kind of looks like Android 17, but he's the again, I forget the name of which Elite class. I think that's what they were called, Elite. So there's Hero, which is the orange/red. We have Elite, which is the blue, and then Berserker, which is purple, right? So what you're seeing here on screen, we have 9 different versions. So in total, we would have 9 races, right? That would be awesome. And hey, maybe they could get creative and add more. Maybe they add less. It doesn't matter to me. As long as they add at least one new race, I think that'd be a big, big plus, because one new race adds so much more variety to the game, right? And if they can do that thing where I mentioned, like, oh, you can like breed and fucking like mix and match, right? That would be awesome, right? You can make like a hybrid Demon Saiyan or like a Supreme Kai God of Destruction or some shit. I don't know. But yeah, males up there at the top for Saiyans / I guess Earthlings. Same thing with the females who are in the middle. We have the Majins, right? Now with the Majins, they don't have a female Majin up here for Heroes, but we know that there are, right? For Frieza race, there is no male or female. It's just Frieza race. Same thing with the Namekians. Now when it comes to androids, I mean, they have one female, but they classify her as the what's it called, the Elite class, right? And the Berserker class is like a bio android. Okay, so they did get cool and creative with it. Now with Supreme Kai, this one is funny. They have a dude that looks like a Supreme like Supreme Kai, and they have a dude who's wearing literally Supreme Kai's outfit, but they just gave him this fucking like K-pop hairstyle. And then we have one that looks exactly like Kronoa, right? AKA Supreme Kai time. Demons, we have this dude. His name I think is like Shamel or Chamel or Camel or I don't fucking know. This guy, he's got a pretty unique design. I actually like his hair a lot. It's almost like a Broly hairstyle, but he's got one single bang. And then we have the girl version, which is Elite class. She just looks like a little mini version of Tawa. And then this guy, the Berserker one, doesn't even look like anything related to these other guys. He's like an actual, like, I think there's just one demon. His name is fucking Gravy or some shit. So he looks like that dude. So yeah, I think that'd also be kind of cool to have like more of like an alien looking demon. Kind of like, you know how like I mean, I guess they would be considered like a Majin, right? Because demons are Majins. Like it's so confusing. I digress. And then we have the Berserker one, which this is the guy that I mentioned over here. He is awesome. This is probably my favorite. He's like a, I don't know what that is. Is he like, he looks like a dog / wolf demon thing, right? for the Berserker class, the one that's in purple. God, that's such a cool design. My head might be covering him, but he looks awesome, dude. So yeah, that would be the ideal way of going about this if they're going to add new races. Again, I think the most likely would be probably Dark Demon God or Bio Androids, or they could have it to where they just call it Demon. And if they have just Demon, they could have features and things that are related to Supreme Kai that they could add in there. And then even for like God of Destruction, I don't know what... Is there any race that... No. There's no animal-like race, so I don't know if they could be able to do that. Y'all let me know down in the comments what you think. I think best is Demons and then Bio Android, right? Because you got to have Cell. You got to have a Cell race because we have a Frieza and a Majin race, right? So, like, you have to have the big three, right? Am I crazy for thinking that? If they have it in Dragon Ball Heroes, we can do it in Xenoverse, right? So yeah, let me know your thoughts and opinions about this. Be sure to drop a like, subscribe here on the channel, ring my notification bell, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
This is Broly, and you are watching SLOplays. Make sure to subscribe, or else I'll destroy your entire planet.